Slow, turn the page, find your peace in this space, honey and prose. Welcome home.
Hey Booktuber crew, welcome back to Honey Prose, where we talk about stories, softness, and the emotional experience of reading. In part one, we talked about anger at labels, anger at people you recognize in your real life. And I introduced you to Edie from Leicester, and that particular kind of anger that slowly becomes something else. We are picking up right here today with two more books that do the same thing before we get into the ones that cost me emotionally. And then we're ending on King of Ashes, which I saved for last because it's the darkest thing on this entire list and it deserves to be the last word. First, Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. People are still mad at Janie. I have been in those conversations. She seems passive in the early parts of this book, like she's just waiting for life to make decisions for her. And there's a very specific frustration that comes from watching someone who appears to have options and does not use them. But here's what I came to understand about this book. Zora Neale Hurston is writing a woman who is learning what she wants for the first time. Janie was never given permission to know herself. She was handed from one set of expectations to another before she had any language for her own desires. The anger that you feel at her early on is actually, if you look at it closely, the anger of watching someone try to figure themselves out in real time without any of the tools the rest of us take for granted. By the end, I wasn't angry at Janie. I was angry at every circumstance that shaped her, and frankly, at everyone before Hurston who never thought to write about her. The next one is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Now, Stella makes a choice. She crosses a color line and she does not look back. And you can be angry at that, at what she leaves, at what it cost her sister, at the decades of quiet erasure. Britt Bennett does not ask you to forgive her. What she does instead is build a world around that choice with enough detail that you understand the weight of everything that Stella was standing under when she made it. The anger is still there at the end of the book, but it is sitting next to something sadder and more complicated. That combination, anger and grief in the same place at the same time, is one of the things literary fiction does that nothing else can. The next book is An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. Roy and Celestial are not bad people. This is the whole point. Tayari Jones put two good people inside a system that was designed to break them and asked you to watch it happen in real time. You are angry at Roy, and then you are angry at Celestial, and then somewhere in the middle of this book you realize the anger has shifted again. It is not at either of them anymore. It is at the years. It is at the distance that grows between two people when one of them gets to keep living their life and the other one does not. It is what the system took and did not give back, even after it was done with them. This book made me angry in a way that did not go away when I finished the book. That is how you know it did something real. The next book, Mame by Jessica George. The anger in Mame is quieter. It accumulates. Maddie is carrying everything. The caregiving, the guilt, the family's emotional weight, while her brother gets to just not. While her mother gets to be absent, while everyone around her praises her for being so responsible, as if the praise is supposed to be compensation. A lot of people in this audience will read that setup and not need me to explain it further. Jessica George writes it with so much specificity that it does not feel like a commentary on a familiar pattern. It feels like someone's specific life. And that is what makes it land the way it does. The last book is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. I saved this one for last on purpose. Every other book on this list made me angry at a label or at a type or a system or a choice that someone made inside impossible circumstances. King of Ashes made me angry at the story itself. Roman Carruthers comes home to save his family. S.A. Cosby gives you every reason to root for him. He is competent. He loves his siblings. He is trying. And then Cosby shows you step by step, choice by choice, without rushing a single moment of it, exactly how a man who came home to hold things together becomes the thing that he was fighting against. You can see it coming. That is the part that stayed with me. I saw it coming from fairly early in the book, and I kept reading anyway because Cosby's writing does not give you an exit. By the time I was finished, I was angry at Roman. Angry at the book for being so precise about it, and a little angry at myself for being surprised when I had seen it coming all along. This book came out last year. It's a New York Times bestseller. Netflix is already developing a series with the Obama's production company and Steven Spielberg. If you have not read it yet, now you have no excuse. That is the 10 books, 2 videos, and every single one of them made me feel something I could not shake when it was over, which is the whole point. If one of these is already on your list, or if you have read one and you want to tell me what it did to you, drop it in the comments. I want to know which one got you. Sip something warm, pick up something good, and I will see you in the next chapter.
Sweet like honey, let it flow. Every line got a